that time again, opportunity for 7 minutes, but this time it's at 7 p.m. So thank you so much for those of you that would join me this evening for just 7 minutes. Trying to put a word, put a phrase, put something in your atmosphere. We did these for quite some time on Mondays and Fridays at 7 a.m., 7 minutes at 7 a.m. Well, tonight we're doing 7 minutes at 7 p.m. So if you can share this with someone, it'd be greatly appreciated. And with that being said, I only got 7 minutes. Only 7 minutes. And so if you're here with me tonight, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, it's Sunday evening. It's the first day of the week. I know for many of you, it may have been a long day, or you might be thinking about the long day, maybe tomorrow, for whatever reason you're here. I say thank you. I want to put this word in your atmosphere called shuffle. Everyone say shuffle. It came to me like a couple of weeks ago, and I was kind of seeking out some things, and man, I was having some very long days. Very long days. And so there were some things that I needed to kind of work on and work together and do all kinds of things. And one thing that struck me was even as I sought out different resources or different things to kind of work with some of the things I was dealing with, it was always somewhere available. It was always there somewhere, right? I've always believed that typically your answer is somewhere in the room, somewhere in the atmosphere that you probably already dwell in. But the term came to me, shuffle. Some of you may have been a card player where you may be having a rough night or things aren't going so well. I mean, even to some other things, just like, give me that deck. We used to play spades a lot, and we used to say, hand me the deck. Let me make sure I shuffle that deck, because these cards, I've had a couple of hands that's not really going well, or you may be going through a season that may not be in too great, and you said, listen, let me shuffle that thing around. Let me shuffle the deck. The same cards, the same players, but the cards are moved into a different order and put into a different situation. Sometimes, let's just keep it 100. Sometimes it's not that there are some people or some systems that are just inherently bad. Sometimes it just has to be shuffled around. They just might be in the right space, but not in the right place. Everybody say shuffle. It's the act of moving things to a different position or into a different order. Everything you have that's of value, it has to be put in the right order, right? For the task that you have at hand. And I think a lot of times we're looking somewhere out there. We're looking high and we're looking low, when what we need or who we need may already be in our atmosphere. Praise God. So that's what the Lord really touched my heart for the few minutes we had together. You got to shuffle that thing around. You know, yesterday I was taking my wife's car in to get serviced. And when I was leaving, all of a sudden, you know, the car was running a little whatever. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And I inadvertently had put the gear into low gear. By itself, that low gear is useful for certain things, certain inclines. You might need that thing in low gear, but for, you know, most of the time, 90% of the time, you just need it in drive. Well, the vehicle hadn't done anything wrong. It just was in the wrong gear for where I was. So I shifted it back into the gear which should have been for that circumstance. Beloved, 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 as you prepare yourself to go into the rest of this week, what I'm hearing is you just got to shuffle it around. You just got to put that gear where it need to be. Sometimes you got to, about to be in a little trouble, but it's okay. Sometimes instead of giving those people that much time, nothing wrong with them. You minimize that and you shuffle that deck around. You shuffle that situation around, and you're going to find that thing looks totally different. Everybody say shuffle. It is to move things to different positions into a different order. A lot of times when you begin to do that, some people get their feelings a little touched. Oh, you done changed on me. Sometimes I just had to shuffle a deck a little bit. I had to shuffle things around. Had to slide them around a little bit because of what I am dealing with. For those of you that have a lot of clothes, y'all already do this already. You just do it intrinsically. You know, some of you, I hope you put your trench coat away because you won't need it for now. I hope you put your fur boots away. You don't need it right now. I hope you put your gloves away or your earmuffs away. You won't need it now. You just had to shift. You put those clothes over here and you put those clothes here. Doesn't mean they're bad clothes. It's just not useful for now. Man, that's a stress relief. There are literally people just like Stephen Hawley Jr. I'm talking about me, right? Talking about me. And I'm saying, man, I need this, or I need that, I need this, I need that. And there it was. It was already there. There were some instances, there was some circumstances that I had to deal with. And I'm like, man, I don't know how to handle that. I don't know. And then it was a phone call away. It was an email to the right person. It was connecting to the right person who was connected to the right person. And there it was. And then all of a sudden, praise God, what I needed was there. What I needed was available to me. Everyone say shuffle. You will save yourself a lot of stress, beloved, instead of stressing, instead of wearing yourself out. You might just need to shuffle around. There's some there's some spaces and places where that really is the answer. That's really the answer. And you know, you got people being burned out while people in the same circumstance are being rusted out. Somebody doing too much and somebody doing too little. The one who does too much burns out. The one who does too little rusts out. Not being used enough. Being used too much. My goodness. But they both end up in the same circumstance. A car that rusts out, a car that's never driven, won't last long. A car that's driven too much is going to last not as long. It has to be a circumstance where you end up being into alignment for the assignment, that you get things right in sync with what you need for now. You're now into the second half of this thing we call 2025. The month of July, you're now transitioned into, you've got less days now than you started with in 2025. Shuffle it. Just move it where you need to move it. All right? That's what I have for you tonight. I hope this was beneficial. I thank those of you that already commented tonight. You put something in the comment section. I really appreciate it. Hit that share button. Hit that share button. Bad news travels quick. If this was good, I need you to hit the share button so somebody else can be benefited by it. Thank you, those of you that tuned in tonight. Thank you so very much. Ashley McNair, my Emma, Aunt Lucille, my sweetheart, my wife, Lonnie T. I see you on tonight. Thank God for you, Darnasia, and anybody else. Ray Dean, I see you, sir. And anybody else that tuned in tonight, we thank you. Hit that share button. Hit that share button. It's been my divine honor to be with you, and I will see you the very next time. Good night, and God bless.